what did you have to do in terms of like team enablement or like changing up your methodology, or like whatever it was, to get you to a place where it's like we're confidently solution selling on our own and we don't need no AE to like show someone the tool, right? What did it take to get there?
Yeah, so it's a lot of upskilling. It's a lot of knowledge sharing internally, and so we have biweekly dev blocks is what we call them, and so
Mm,
it's how we can design for a specific use case for either a deal that we have in the pipeline or a current customer in our portfolio. And so
yeah.
what we found was this was the real introduction to a team of solutions architects. It's those that know how to find the creative solutions and sell them to that lead at the same time. Because what we found kind of developing this skill set is usually you either have the ability to sell or you have the ability to design and not both.
Eh,
And for those that
yep,
can do both, that is an extremely sought after skill set, especially in this ecosystem. If you can
for
sell
sure.
and you can design HubSpot, you can run an entire solutions architecture team, solo with that level of talent.
Got it. It
Bananas,
sounds like a
man.
lot of internal upskilling, and it more so sounds like when you say the dev block thing, what it sounds like is you guys are like building traditions around learning that are internal and making it a part of of the daily routine, right? And
Yeah.
and getting people. So it's so is are like are do you have like dedicated like sellers, or is it like people who are directly working with the customers are the same folks that are like doing this type of solution selling stuff?
Yeah. So key difference between us and a lot of other partners is there's no transition between who is selling to you and who is actually onboarding or doing your configuration.
That's
Wow.
rad. That's
Love
really
that.
cool.
Love
Yeah.
that.
What we found was handoff sucks. Handoff immediately creates friction. People hate being handed off. I mean, I did a LinkedIn post about this last week. Your level of support pre-sale should be the same or better as your level of support post-sale. And
Yeah.
not a lot of companies do that. It's
Yep.
very rare to see that because you can access a sales rep in less than 10 seconds before you purchase. But afterward, accessing someone typically is not the same level of quality. I recognize that very early on because what they found was I got burned by an agency, I got burned by this freelancer, like they oversold me and now I'm stuck with all this software. I don't know what to do with it. And so it's think about the entire customer journey, right? If you're working with someone from the beginning and that person understands the use case, why wouldn't that person be doing that actual development after that, purchase is made? It just
True. It's
it
hard to
makes sense.
translate it.
But
That's always the big thing that made me kind of like a little scared being a solutions engineer, where like I'd find myself in these long sales cycles with folks and I would have a great idea of what they need to do to actually implement this. And I would lay out this like vision and say, these are the custom objects you're going to use, and this is the strategy you're going to put behind it, and here's the apps that you're going to want to download, and here's the workflow you're going to create. And it's like perfect, it's going to be dope, it's awesome, you'll name all these properties this. And then oftentimes I'd find myself sitting there being like, how the hell is the implementation specialist or the onboarding specialist or the partner that's taking this over or the CSM that's going to have to work with them one day, how are they going to understand exactly what was going on in my brain when I sold this to them? And then they go show up with the customer and it's like, what did Max want you to do? Right. And it's like, it created a lot of these weird, like sort of disjointed things. So it's like, I love how you guys are taking an approach of like, hey, the ones that are like convincing you that this is the way and showing you there is a solution and it exists are the same people that are going to take it and turn it into reality versus just someone who's going to promise you a whole bunch of stuff. Right. I think that's a really, really interesting model. And that's tough. And I think that speaks to the awesome team that you've put together, right? That you've been able to find people who have this ability to not only to solution it, to sell it, to build it, to ship it, to make it real. Like that's a really rare thing. And I applaud you for that. I think that's really tough to do, especially in the age of like very scarce HubSpot talent. Like it is hard to find people just on the open market that know HubSpot, right? And have these other necessary skills you need to like fill these specific like roles and everything. But
yeah, no, thank you. I attribute a lot of that upskilling to Jen Nixon on my team. She is a community champion, absolute legend. I mean, she is unbelievable.
legend in the game.
Yeah, absolute legend. And the dev blocks, which are the meetings that she runs, they've revolutionized a lot of our team members' skill sets in certain, industries, hubs. I mean, that's how we won the super pitch at Inbound, was we were collaborating to solve for a very specific use case as a team so that we could all learn together. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You know, when you develop good talent, you get to where you want to go. You get to that North Star goal.